Gumbo TV.
This is the month of Thanksgiving,
a time known for bonding with family and friends and coming together to enjoy each other's company. And don't forget the food.
However, sometimes we take for granted the blessings that many of us receive on a daily basis.
This month is also National Hunger Month. It's something to be aware of when you find yourself enjoying your Thanksgiving feast.
We give back to the community this month by volunteering and reporting on programs that help ease the burden of the less fortunate.
Take a look at what we've discovered.
In our culture of overconsumption, waste, and excess, people are still going hungry. Research shows about 11% of Americans don't get enough to eat on a daily basis. That's more than 1 in 10 people for those of you keeping track. Our reporters hit the streets to get a better understanding of what hunger is and how we, as a community, can keep people from going hungry. What is the definition of hunger?
The definition of hunger is not being able to feed your family.
Hunger is what I felt right before I got this sandwich. My stomach was growling. I was getting the cold sweats. I was just really hungry, and that's my definition of hunger.
Hunger is either not having enough meals in a day or in a week or in a month to keep your energy level and your health sufficient.
How does America take care of its hungry population?
It tries to open soup kitchens and Salvation Army stuff, but to reality, America kind of ignores it.
We don't. We spend our money on being in Iraq.
They have social programs through the government, but there's so much more that people should do on an individual basis.
GTV sent our roving reporters on assignment to talk with different types of organizations that deal with this gnawing issue.
38.2 million people, including 13.9 million children, are hungry in the United States. This represents an increase of 1.9 million hungry people from 2003.
Our first stop is with the community advocate program called the Hunger Taskforce. But first, let's find out what a community advocate program is.
What is a citizen advocate program?
A citizen advocate is someone who exercises their rights and their responsibilities as a citizen to have a voice in the decisions that are made by our government.
The Hunger Taskforce is a community advocate program with a dual agenda. They are a food bank, and they advocate for programs that ensure people have enough healthy food to eat. Our reporters head out to find out how they operate.
People aren't going to have their hunger problem eliminated as long as we have some people who have a lot of resources and some people who have very few resources, and the poor people not being able to afford food. People will visit a food pantry as often as once a month. Moms with poor kids, so we're looking at as many as 45,000 people visiting an emergency food pantry here in Milwaukee County every month, and as many as 60,000 hot meals being prepared by homeless shelters and soup kitchens in our network.
Always eager to lead by example, Gumbo TV volunteered to help with the Hunger Taskforce food sort.
You guys, the deal on a food sort is that we want to make sure that we're going to give people healthy foods. People will donate all different kinds of food. Some of the food might be aging, some of the cans might be dented, some of the food might be inappropriate. And as the food comes down the conveyor belt, you'll see that. What you want to do is remember to always give foods that you give to your best friend who is in trouble. Try to explain to your children that this is dinner tonight, and it can be a little bit more challenging for families. A lot of people love to criticize poor people because they say that they're obese, and you hear a lot about childhood obesity lately. Well, if I do nothing but live on starches and canned foods, I'm more likely to be obese because I'm going to turn those calories into fat. Oh, this is perfect. Let's make them drink it. I want everybody here to try this ultra high temperature milk, because this is the milk that we give to low-income kids. It tastes a little different, but if you don't get regular milk and all you get is powdered milk or water, it tastes yummy.
We're currently going to take a tour of the warehouse where they store the food.
Some of the things we need more of are cereal and infant formula, which is over here. The stuff costs $10 to $15 a can, which is why we don't get a lot of it donated. So we end up buying entire pallet loads of it like that, and they can cost up to $15,000 for a pallet. This particular department is called the Food and Nutrition Service, and what they do is they take excess commodities that are out in the market and they give them to programs serving the poor. This particular program is called the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and it helps pantries and food banks all over the nation. This cranberry juice right over here is also a government commodity, but luckily they allowed Ocean Spray to leave it in the cans. And what we find is that people think that this is of higher quality when it has a brand name than when it has the USDA label on it. Before, this might have been black and white with a USDA label that just said whole kernel corn. So this brings some dignity into people's lives. They think that they're getting a high quality product. I love dried fig pieces. What about you?
Oh, those are my favorites.
Really? Do you have any recipes you could share?
I have a couple over there right now.
Because I have a whole line of dried fig pieces here, and this is one of the most unpopular things we have in the warehouse.
How could people not love figs? Those are like my favorite.
It's most challenging explaining to wealthy people why there's poverty. It just seems so incredibly obvious to me that it's the absence of money and has nothing to do with someone's moral character.
Along with programs like the Hunger Taskforce that distribute food, there are faith-based initiatives that deal with people's immediate needs. We caught up with Brother Dave of St. Ben's. His organization runs a soup kitchen that feeds up to 400 or more hungry people 6 nights a week.
Hey Gumbo TV viewers, we're here at St. Ben's Community Center. And in about 5 minutes, this room is going to be filled with hungry people being fed by a group of volunteers.
Well, our primary goal is to provide a nutritious meal in a setting of hospitality. Annually, we serve over 100,000 meals.
Why did you volunteer here at St. Ben's Community Center?
Well, I mean, it feels good to, feed the homeless people, and you see them and you feel really grateful for what you have and what they don't have.
Right. Every time I come, I just leave feeling like I've accomplished something beyond just the regular, normal, routine, day-to-day stuff that we do for our own families. So,
out of all the things that I've been given, it's the only way to give back, as far as I'm concerned.
And yeah, now that it's like getting cold outside, and it like gives them a place to come and eat when they're just outside all day.
Why do you feel that your program is necessary to help cure hunger?
Well, the clientele that we serve here at St. Ben's is predominantly homeless, and so without those meals, the homeless would go hungry, and so it's essential to their care.
Where would you be without this program?
Without this program, I'd probably be very hungry. I'm in a shelter right now. They don't feed us every night. I mean, maybe once or twice a week we might get a meal, but that's it. Without programs like this, we don't eat.
According to the U.S. Conference of Mayors, 2005 saw an increase of emergency food assistance by 12%. Why?
I think the primary reason for an increase in numbers is due to a growing number of working poor, people who have jobs but are not getting enough wages and salary to meet their needs.
Where would you be without this program?
Oh, I'd be probably in the park, sleeping in the cold.
Bottom line is, if it weren't for this program right here, a lot of people would be on the street starving right now, or in stores stealing, catching cases.
There may be options for some of our guests, but the majority of our folks are people who are in desperate need of food and would have no alternative except for a site like this.
I'm so grateful for the things that I have.
Me too. I mean, I never realized how blessed I really am. And now I can use my knowledge to help others who are less fortunate than me.
So what are you grateful for? Show your support by taking part in local food drives and other community organizations.
For more information on how you can help cure hunger, visit www.hungertaskforce.org or volunteer at your local soup kitchen or food pantry.